Bonjour les amis, c'est Benji Kenzo, j'espère que vous allez bien, moi ça va très bien. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour le 8e épisode de Noire sur PlayStation 4. Avant de commencer la vidéo, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, laisse ton plus beau pouce bleu de soutien, ça fait énormément plaisir. Allez c'est parti les amis, on va commencer le 8e épisode, let's go! Allez, c'est parti pour une nouvelle enquête. Six mois plus tard. Rouge champ. Voilà, il va la tuer. Ah yes. Oh, le sang qu'a giclé.
All right, gentlemen, take your seats. Let's get this over before lunch. Floyd Rose of the Homicide Squad has decided to take early retirement. We will all miss Floyd and the steely edge he brought to his police work. The department has arranged a wee drink at the Galway Arms to quench the mighty thirst a man gets from 25 years of police work. Floyd's departure leaves the place at the top table, and the chief has seen fit to promote Cole Phelps from burglary to the homicide desk. Stand up, Phelps. Take a chair. You're in the major leagues now, Sonny. Rusty Galloway, a fine lawman of the old school, will be taking you under his wing. Your first case is the murder of a woman, found last night and bearing all the signs of the werewolf. Get out to the scene, lads.
Ok. Nouvel individu, nouvel indice. Nouvelle énigme. Et nouveau meurtre.
Do you have the address?
It's been all over KGPL.
Du coup, on a été promu.
Off Temple Street, between Belmont and Glendale.
Ah, du coup, on va sortir. On a le même véhicule, je crois, d'ailleurs. Allez, let's go. Non, c'est pas la même, elle était toute noire.
What happened to Rose?
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green. So they're both clearing the decks.
So where does that leave you, Galloway?
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps.
Slow and steady, come on!
Décidément, la voiture.
Leaves me saddled with a chump like you, Phelps. I didn't ask for you and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real cop operates.
What did he mean by the werewolf?
Medallion. The Daily News came out calling him the werewolf killer. The Examiner came up with the Black Dahlia.
Are we any closer to catching him?
Not a chance.
Ah,
6 months and hundreds of guys running down leads and we got nothing.
You don't think this has anything to do with it?
No, I don't. 90% of murders are domestic, Phelps. Some guy gets into a beef with his wife, he takes it too far. This will be the same. But cutting someone in half and leaving them off the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Why so many
Lui, elle est morte, ta voiture. Faut trouver un chemin pour passer.
Why so many women this year?
Because of the war. You should know that.
Gently.
Oh, nom de Dieu.
Because of the war. You should know that. Guy gets to kill people every day in combat. Comes home, expected to take lip with his wife. What do you think's gonna happen?
It's that simple.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
C'est bon, on y arrive. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Full of advice, aren't you?
How about a scoop for the Examiner, Galloway? You could use some good press.
Allez, journaliste.
Another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even sounds genuine.
That's Phelps, guys. The war hero. Defending the honor of murdered humps.
You're used to it, Phelps. Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines. Now scram.
Il y a du sang. Du coup, elle a été violée et tuée. Bon, du coup, on va voir les indices qu'on peut trouver au niveau du corps. Alors là, il y a du sang.
Patrolman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. Well, part of it. Kids park here, they use it like a lover's lane. It's a working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this. It's known locally as the Moors.
You were first on the scene?
Yes, detective.
No one's disturbed the body?
No, sir. We cleared out them vulture reporters so Pinker and the coroner could work. They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house and see what you come up with.
Ok, du coup... La tache de sang... Du coup, là, il n'y a rien. On fouillera le corps après, on va voir déjà ce qu'il y a autour du corps. Alors, dans le sac, qu'est-ce qu'on peut trouver dans le sac?
The victim's bag?
C'est quoi ça? C'est un rouge à lèvres.
Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on the body.
Ok, du coup, il n'y a que ça. Le miroir. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans le miroir? Oh là, il n'y a rien là. Ça va pas nous aider à grand chose. Du coup, là, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
It's like some kind of puzzle or parlor game.
Voilà, ça sent l'énigme. Ok, alors, tac. Je pense que c'est ça. Voilà, bah, on a trouvé facilement en fait. Hein. C'est un briquet.
The Bomba Club. Why steal a table lighter?
Drôle de briquet. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a ici? Non, ça c'est de la
Incidental.
C'est un mégot de cigarette, ça ne sert à rien. Mais du coup, on va fouiller le corps, les amis, maintenant. On va parler avec le docteur.
Phelps. You make homicide? Looks like it. Galloway has been making me feel welcome.
I bet he has.
Has the scene been secured?
Patrolman Houlihan saw to it. The victim's personal effects are still where they fell.
Ok, du coup, on va fouiller.
Cause of death?
Ça
Could be the
s'est
head
fait
injury.
massacrer.
She has been badly stalked.
What caused the blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a baseball bat to a lug wrench. I'll have more details after the autopsy.
Elle s'est fait vraiment massacrer. Alors du coup, le bras. Elle était mariée.
What about this wound on the finger?
Something removed. A ring, most likely. I assume it was taken post-mortem.
Ok. Alors... Elle a rien sur le bras. Va te faire foutre, BTX, c'est quoi ça?
Interesting.
Intéressant. Ok. Enfin, la tête on a déjà vu. Non bah c'est bon.
What's the writing on the victim mean?
BD, Black Dahlia, Tex. Your guess is as good as mine. Could be something to it, or could be the killer's trying to throw you off the scent. Either way, I'll run tests on the lipstick.
Any idea of the time of death?
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm with you later.
Ok. On va voir ce qu'on peut trouver maintenant. Ok, on a un indice. Le club ban. On va aller faire un tour au club.
The werewolf? For my money, copycat.
We can't rule it out. We need to work the evidence.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall.
Avance toi.
Caller of the decade. I've been working evidence on BD case for 6 months and got next.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, hotshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us a note in a corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of
On
storm.
dégage.
For some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself a freebie.
That's not totally fantastical.
You know, the Examiner and the Daily News might be good at coming up with monikers, but they're terrible for police work. There's a reason we didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder of this band of locusts.
Where do you think the werewolf killer is now?
Dead by his own hand, stationed somewhere else with the armed forces. San Quentin, another town, another country, who knows? So, Phelps, I understand you want to turn this into a big case, but it doesn't work like that, all right? A case will come
On aurait
and
dû
find
tourner.
you. Just go easy, Phelps.
Décidément les voitures.
So you don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
No chance. We would have found him.
Il va falloir descendre. Allez, on y arrive à destination. Voilà, Bomba Club. Il va falloir poser des questions.
Gentlemen, what can I get you?
Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. Were you working here last night?
Yes. How can I help, officer?
You can start with your name.
Garrett Mason.
You're the regular bartender on nights?
I'm a temporary barman. I work for an agency. I fill in at bars across town.
Do you remember a woman who came in here last night? 5'7", about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40 years of age.
You mean Celine Henry?
Yes. Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the back of the club. Wears a hibiscus. You can't miss him. Is there anything else?
Fire away, Phelps. I'll stay here.
Ok, nouvel individu.
Pour me 3 fingers of rye.
Il faut aller poser des questions à quelqu'un qui est par là, je crois.
Say, honey, what time do you get off waiting tables? Sam.
Detective Phelps, LAPD. We're investigating the murder of Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine? Oh, Christ. Sure I know her. She and I and Jacob, her husband, we go way back.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine is... was a lovely woman.
Alors, suspect aperçu avec la victime.
Was Mrs. Henry here with anyone last night?
Not at first. Celine already had quite a head start.
But she attracted attention?
Certainly. A few gentlemen became very enamored with her and her stories. One guy in particular.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a comme indice? Où j'allais, ma sœur? Oui.
You know him?
No. He's been in a couple of times.
Did they leave together?
Yes. At around 11. If it helps, I
Il dit
made the
vraiment
guy's
la
license.
vérité, lui, par contre. Ok, alors qu'est-ce qu'on a comme indice?
I think this could be a great help, sir.
Plaque
Thank you.
d'immatriculation de la voiture. Anneau volé de la victime.
Mrs. Henry appeared to be missing a ring, torn from her finger, but not her wedding finger.
Celine always wore a red garnet ring on the large side. Larger than life, like Celine herself.
Did she have it a long time?
Sure. Since way back in her flying days.
Did her husband buy it for her?
No, it was before Jacob.
Was it
Non,
valuable?
se tromper.
Could it be motive for her murder?
Who could say these days? I think it had more sentimental than monetary value.
Lien avec le mari.
You know the husband?
Sure, I know Jacob. He was in the Corps. He met Celine on a furlough and married her when the war was finished. He put up with a load of shit.
Do you think he killed his wife?
No. No, not in my opinion.
On va essayer de mettre doute, voilà.
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably let her out of here with the guy who killed her. How do you feel about that?
Stow the attitude, will ya? I tried to get onto Jacob. I rang him up. Asked him to come pick her up, like usual. But he refused. And she picked some night to push him over the edge. I rang him back around 11:30, but I got no answer.
Thanks,
Ok.
Mr. McCall. You've been a
2
big
sur
help.
3, c'est
One
bon.
more thing. Would you have an address for Celine?
Alibi du mari.
142 North Union Avenue. God knows I had to send her home in enough cabs to remember that.
Ok, donc on va appeler la centrale.
You ought to meet Joseph.
Let's get out of here.
Hey, what's the hurry? My
C'est
stool
quoi
was just
ça?
starting to warm up nicely.
Probably nothing.
Ça ne sert à rien. Ça.
Eggs.
On appelle la centrale.
Operator, message for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a registered owner on a license plate, 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. I'll need to contact the DMV. Shall I relay the details via KGPL?
Please. Thanks for your help.
Merci de votre aide. Ok, du coup on va aller voir où on peut aller.
I think he's a bit of a ganguero. What?
Domicile des Henry. Allez, on va voir ça tout de suite.
You find the booze helps you get through a working day?
Sharp as mine. Give me a break. Sharp as my investigatory instincts, Phelps.
A smart lawyer might use that to throw out anything you collect today.
A smart man might know it's unwise to stand between the patient and his medicine.
As long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
That's mighty kind of you, Phelps. You know, you picked the wrong job if a healthy thirst offends you, Cole.
We owe it to this city to do the best we can in this position. As homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the more serious.
Always the politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killing.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. bet he's sure to be alive. The Japs would have spared Pearl Harbor. Our ancestors wouldn't have tasted the forbidden fruit.
Minor syntactical error, Detective Galloway. I never claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested a proficiency in solving them. Guess that's the drink slowing you down.
Oh my God, brother, oh brother. It's worse than I could ever have imagined.
Any central unit, car 16L reports a possible jumper at 8th and Hope. Church unit, we have a code to identify.
Bientôt à destination. Voilà, du coup on arrive à destination au domicile des Henry. Alors on va inspecter la maison.
I'll try the back door. Wait here a second.
Oh là. Il y a une infraction dans la maison.
Side window's been jimmied. Looks like somebody's creeped the joint.
Ok, du coup on va fouiller pièce par pièce. Ok, des chaussures.
Size 9s. Above average for a lady.
Chaussures de femme.
Burglar used the pry bar. Why did you kick the door in?
You think I'm gonna climb through a broken window in a $30 suit? You got another thing coming, Buster.
C'est quoi ça? Bon, ça sert à rien. Là, il n'y a rien. Alors, cette chambre, on peut pas la visiter. Là, il y a une chambre. Alors, la bague manquante, elle doit être là. Non, même pas.
Tiffany. The rest of the stuff is junk. Might explain the missing ring.
Soit il a été volé. Ça va pas nous servir à grand chose. Une photo.
A regular Amelia Earhart in her day. The ring looks distinctive.
Ok, là, il n'y a pas grand chose. Il y a quelque chose là. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Je vais faire avec ça. Il n'y a rien dans cette pièce. On va passer au salon. Non, ça on s'en fout. Ok, du coup il reste une pièce à visiter, c'est la cuisine. C'est même pas la cuisine ça. Le petit passe il fait tout tomber. Pas grand chose hein. Tiens, 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 il y a un moule. D'accord, on a une adresse. L'adresse de Jacob.
Celine and Jacob are obviously having problems. It speaks to motive.
Ok.
One of my exes drank like this, you'd be feeling the back of my hand.
Call in burglary and get technical services out here. I'll talk to the neighbors.
Don't take all day about it, Phelps. I'll get nasty when I'm thirsty.
Interroger le voisinage.
Requesting technical services for a suspected 459 at 142 North Union.
Ah, il est là. Bonjour, madame.
I knew it wasn't safe around here anymore.
LAPD. Are you acquainted with Celine Henry, Miss?
Horgan! Jennifer Horgan. I've known Celine for more than 10 years. Our children grew up together. What's going on, officer?
Did you see Mrs. Henry go out last night?
Well, I'm no busybody, you understand, but Celine had been drinking. And she and poor, long-suffering Jacob had a terrible row. I think Jacob may have given her a black eye. He stormed out and she went back inside.
Did he come back?
No. Celine was listening to music and shouting until she left around 10 p.m. She was very drunk to have been driving. But she is not the sort of person you can stop from doing something when her dander is up. What is this about, officer? Is Celine all right?
I'm afraid Mrs. Henry has been murdered, ma'am.
Murdered? Oh, my God. I'm afraid I need to go and sit down.
Ok, problèmes conjugaux. Du coup, on va aller au domicile.
Let's see what Jacob has to say for himself.
I don't think Jacob is our man, but we should see what he has to say.
Allez, c'est parti.
Jacob Henry had a violent argument with his wife last night. He's looking more and more likely.
For my money, the broad keeps the house looking like that, she probably deserved it. The skipper says bring him in. Keep the hacks off her back for a while.
Fine by me.
So it ain't the werewolf killer after all. Good to see you come to your senses, Cole.
I always said work the evidence. I only stipulated a connection to the BD killer as an avenue of investigation we should leave open. And as far as I'm concerned, it still is.
Appartement de Jacob.
Calm down.
Bien, c'est derrière. Alors on y est.
Okay, Phelps, we go in hard. You follow my lead.
Appartement de Jacob.
You Jacob Henry?
Yeah. Who's asking?
LAPD. You're under arrest for the murder of your wife, Celine Henry.
Murder? Celine?
Save the dramatics
Oh, my
for
God.
RKO, pal. You got bigger problems.
What the hell are you talking about? You come in here, you tell me that Celine is...
Take a seat, Mr. Henry.
she's-
We're gonna have a look around, then we'll talk.
Jesus, I'm sorry.
Alors, du coup, on va lui poser des questions maintenant. Merde. Alors, du coup, déplacement de la victime.
So who could have killed Celine? Where did she go last night, Jacob?
A bar, I suppose. Look, I don't know.
We get the impression that Celine liked to live the glamorous life. How did she end up with a hump like you,
On
Jacob?
s'est trompé.
Celine was one of the first woman pilots. She hung out with movie stars and royalty. But when she came back here broke and struggling, she married a mechanic. Put a roof over her head, food on the table. Not glamorous, but the best I could do. I'm not ashamed about that.
Ok, dernier contact avec la victime.
When did you last see your wife, Mr. Henry?
Last night. I went to see her. We talked. Things got a little out of hand. I left.
Ok, alors... On va demander avec le public. Du coup, il dit la vérité.
You don't remember what time you last saw your wife alive?
Look, I'm sorry. I left. Maybe 9 p.m. Might have been a little later, but right around 9.
Motif de meurtre.
Why did you kill her, Jacob? Things will go better if you come clean about it.
That's a lousy thing to say. I never gave up on my wife.
Alors...
You were separated from your wife.
On s'est trompé
You
aussi.
argued.
She wanted things I couldn't provide. Fact is, she was disappointed with life.
À la vie avec Jacob.
So you can prove that you came back here after you left your wife's place.
I came back here. I was here all night. Start work at 6:30. I'm not the going out type.
Je mettrais des doutes, moi.
So you were here, tucked up in bed, while someone was out there beating your wife's brains out. That's all you've got?
Talk to the bartender at the Bomba Club. He'll tell you he called here last night, and I answered the phone.
We're still going to need you to come downtown, Mr. Henry.
We can get this all down on paper, Jacob. How you got fed up with your wife and how you figured killing her would bury all your troubles.
Kill my own wife?
She was a lush and a tramp, and you just couldn't stand it anymore.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
So now you're going to tell me you loved her? Ah, the DA goes all gooey over remorse, Jacob.
Ouh. Attention.
Okay.
What's this
Je
bunker?
me mets des droites, lui. Oh. T'as fort, hein, cet enfoiré, hein. Et dors, clochard.
Call it in and get a squad car dispatched. And check for messages. I'll keep old Slugger here company.
Putain, t'en es pris une dans la gueule, là. Ok, du coup, on va appeler la centrale. Le téléphone se trouve où? Voilà.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need a patrol unit to transport a suspect back to Central.
Certainly, Detective. You have a message from the coroner. Do you wish to be put through?
Yes, ma'am.
Carruthers,
It's Phelps.
I've completed the autopsy. Several wounds to the head from a blunt metal instrument. Closest match would be a socket wrench handle.
So the cause of death was the blunt.
No, the blows to the head surprisingly were not fatal. Death was from hemorrhage and shock from the fractured ribs and multiple injuries caused by the stomping.
Anything else?
He's some kind of sex fiend. The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Thanks, Doctor. Operator, give me R&I. Any word on an owner for that vehicle? License was 2boy8899.
Yes, Detective. The plate belongs to a brown 1936 Pontiac. Registered owner is one Alonzo Mendez of 402 South Fremont Street, apartment 16.
Thanks. Any other messages?
One, Detective. From Captain Donnelly. He wants any and all suspects returned to Central. Interviews to be set up immediately.
Got it, we're coming in.
Ok, donc lui on l'arrête. On va essayer de violence sur la police. Et du coup on va aller à la prochaine destination. Tellement Mendes.
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want.
So that's why you never sober.
Exactly.
Brother said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
An ounce of prevention saves many an emergency. Check to make sure your home has a first aid kit for safety. Cola King is the king in refreshment. Ice cold. Ask for it at your neighborhood fountain. Or pick up some at your local grocers in the easy take-home carton that holds 6 bottles. It's a quality drink that's as refreshing as it is delicious. The king of refreshment.
C'est bon, on est arrivé. Ok, appartement. Appartement 16.
Mendez, apartment 16.
Ok, appartement 16. Alors, appartement 16. Je pense qu'on peut monter encore. Alors, le 11. On peut monter encore. Ok, donc du coup on y est. C'est celui-là du bout.
Don't bother knocking, just kick the door in. Take a look around and see what
Il n'y a personne. Attends, on va fouiller toutes les pièces. Une à une. Une piste qui sert à rien.
I don't think so.
Alors, une chaussure.
Gotta get these to Ray. Size 8s could help place Mendez at the scene.
Pointure 41. Oh là, on a quelqu'un.
It would take a smarter man than me to connect that.
Oh là, on a trouvé l'assassin. Là, on a trouvé l'assassin, les amis. L'arme du crime.
Brothers could match the color and brand of the body.
Ok, et l'arme du crime. Alors attendez, voilà.
Consistent with Celine's injuries, and the blood can be typed.
Ok.
We have the murder weapon. We better get Pinker down here.
Why keep it? Why not throw it away?
Think these clowns are geniuses? Thank your stars you caught a break, and Captain Donald will begin to like you.
Hey, what gives?
Ah, voilà, c'est lui,
LAPD, you're under arrest.
On va le choper,
Do
les
not
amis.
lose that son of a bitch. I'll go get our wheels.
Mendez, stop right there!
En état d'arrestation. Ça sert à rien de courir, je l'aurais.
You don't need to do this, Alonzo!
Elle se barre en voiture.
Get in and drive.
Allez, course poursuite. Allez, on le chope, les amis.
Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
Complètement taré.
I got an idea. Get him next to my window, Cole. Keep me alongside his vehicle, and I'll stop the son of a bitch. Hit him, Cole. Spit him out. I'm trying to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
Quand c'est se barrer, là, ça valise.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer.
You're under arrest for the murder of Celine Henry.
Au nom de la loi, je vous
Give it
arrête.
up, LAPD!
Voilà, on a chopé le meurtrier.
I ain't saying a goddamn thing.
You did a grand job, lads. Phelps, that's quite a way to acquit yourself in your first outing as a homicide investigator. It seems the city has a new and vengeful guardian. Considering the evidence against your suspect and the thoroughness with which a report was compiled, I foresee a safe passage through the courts, and the DA agrees with me. Brutality on a scale such as this deserves retribution. The people and the press of this city demand it.
Bon écoutez les amis, on va s'arrêter là pour le 8e épisode de Elle est Noire. J'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner. Laissez un petit pouce bleu de soutien, ça fait énormément plaisir. Juste en bas de la description, il y a tous mes liens. Pour me suivre sur Facebook, sur Twitter, sur Discord, sur TikTok. Et il y a ma deuxième chaîne YouTube. N'oubliez pas de cliquer sur la petite cloche pour être prévenu de mes prochaines vidéos. Je vous dis à la prochaine les amis, portez-vous bien, salut!